Welcome back to Frugal Hannah. My name is Hannah and I am coming at you today in my quarantine clothes. Though I am still working, I wanted to practice solidarity with all of you who have to stay home, so you get to see me in my bathrobe. Today we're going to discuss reacting without overreacting. And what that really means is reacting in a way that is well informed and not from a place of fear. The situation that we're in is a little scary. People are out of work, people aren't earning money. That's a really scary situation to be a part of. The stock market is down, people are receiving a negative return on their investments, and it all seems a little bit hopeless. How long will it continue? What can I do? Will it be like this forever? Places deemed essential markets are remaining open, but how long will they be open in our cities? How long until everybody is required to stay in? If you have the opportunity to step away from work, when do you decide to leave to take care of yourself and your family? While far be it from me to think of myself as any form of expert, because that is not something that I am, there are paths of clarity that we can take that might instill a little bit more calm in each of our daily lives. So if you're wondering what to do, let's start by assessing your personal situation. I'm going to list off a few scenarios based off of what I know people are going through, and we'll go from there, see what suggestions kind of come up. This is going to be a little bit more of a rambly episode. Hopefully it doesn't last for too long, but I want to try to hit more situations and give people the space to express their fears and to feel heard and seen in their situation, because each situation is different. Some are far more privileged than others. Our first situation that we are going to be delving into is the best case scenario, in my opinion. You're working from home, there's no threat to your job, and you have a steady, uninhibited stream of income continuing to come to you until this whole thing blows over. Really, that's the best case scenario. Even better, if you have an emergency fund, if you have a stock of food, if you don't feel like anything is going to impact you negatively if there is a lockdown in your city, that's really the best you can hope for. So many people are without jobs and scrambling to figure out how to make ends meet. It's really a time where people are coming together and feeling the worst of their poverty that they might feel for a while, for a long time in their life. It's likely, however, that you are not experiencing the best case scenario. A little less than the best would be a situation where you're working from home, but there might be a threat to your job. There might not be a need for it in this climate of crisis. If that's the case, there's a couple of different avenues that you can take. If you're working from home and you notice less and less work coming in for you, take the projects that you are receiving and tackle them head on. Impressing your employer could have a long-standing effect on your employment with that company. But if you can show to your boss that you can continue to work consistently, you can continue to provide good work, that you are a valuable asset to the company, if it comes to a point where people are receiving layoffs, you might not be first in line. However, you do want to take into consideration healthy, natural boundaries that you should take with your employer. You shouldn't overextend yourself to make money. We want to keep ourselves healthy in this current climate, but we also want to try the best we can to hold on to our streams of income, so that way, when this is all over, we are able to pick up the pieces. This third situation, I believe, is more likely the one that resonates with a lot of the people that watch my channel. You probably still have a job to go to. You physically have to enter the location. You might work at a grocery store. You might work at a pet store. You might be a food delivery service person. There are jobs that are still open and that you have to be physically present in order to make your wages. If you opt to take time off for social distancing and self-preservation, there might not be a fallback for you. You might be financially taking a high risk by stepping away from work to protect yourself. Either that, or you're already stuck at home and you're unable to go into your work because you might be working at a non-essential retailer. You might be working for a clothes store or anywhere that's frankly not a necessity at the moment. If this is your situation, I do have some advice further down the road for actions that you can take now to help curb that need to do something, to take a risk, to push the boundaries, to feel like everything is still going to be okay. While exposing yourself to other people might not be healthiest for you, the bright side in this situation, if you are still going to work, at least you still have an income, and it is a lot more than some people have right now. Regardless of whether or not you have the support of your employer, this is your time to make your call whether your health or your income is more important for the time being. I hope you have the capacity to make that choice. The last situation I want to touch on is kind of a worst case scenario, and I really hope for your sake that this isn't where you are. But for some people, you've already been laid off. You're already on lockdown, you don't have a source of income, and you don't know what's going to happen for the foreseeable future. While it feels inappropriate to promote my own content, if you're stuck at home with nothing to do, I recommend checking out my video that I will link in the description about free activities that you can do while practicing social distancing, at least as a springboard for ways to keep your mind occupied through this really stressful time. Because of the situation at hand, there are unemployment opportunities for you that are out there. Research unemployment opportunities for your town's name, or your area's name, or your city's name, or your state, if it comes to that broad of a generalization, and see what opportunities are available for you to receive partial reimbursement for your time. There's also the 211. You can call them. I believe every state has a different version of it. I don't know if you just call 211 like 911, but if you look it up online, your state's 211. It's a list of resources that are out there for people. You can also go to your food bank if you are not stuck in your house. If you at least aren't earning an income, if you are allowed to leave your home, your food bank might be drained of supplies at the moment, but see if there's something out there for you. You can also check out my list of beginner, intermediate, and advanced steps that you can take for financial health and wellness, and that's not to promote my content, but this is going to be some of the information reiterated from those videos, particularly the beginner video. You have resources like buy nothing groups in your town. A buy nothing group could be crucial to your sanity right now. People will be looking to trade things back and forth for free that they don't need. Someone might have canned beans that they don't like that they're looking to get rid of. Somebody else might have a type of rice that they don't like to eat. Look into your buy nothing groups and see what is available for you to get support. There's also the fallback of looking into working for any sort of food delivery service, because that is a very popular industry to be in right now. And warehouses like Costco, at least a week and a half ago, were looking for more employees to support the high demand in their locations. Look into getting a job that's hiring. Look into working somewhere that has an expanding business and you could potentially be a temporary seasonal worker, and that will at least curb the effects of unemployment for you in other areas of your life. Now, let's dig into the real meat of this video, and that is actions that you can take to alleviate the vulnerability that you might currently be experiencing. This is the most basic free thing that you can do to improve your financial health and really take control in such trying, stressful time. The first action you can take is to go over your finances. Whether you use a tracking app, I like to use Mint, not sponsored. I wish one day when I have more than 18 subscribers, maybe. I like to use Mint to track my expenses. However you find access to your spending in the last 2 months, gather that information all in one place and go over every purchase that you've made for the last 2 months. The second step that you can take once you have gone over all of your expenses, identify the non-essential spending that you have made. All of the non-essential spending you've paid in the last 2 months. Eating out, subscription services, online shopping. What do you buy that you don't need to purchase? The third step that you can take is to cancel any subscription service that is charging you that you can't afford right now. Let's be honest, life is expensive, and when you are making less than you are used to, you need to find areas to cut back on. Cutting back on your non-essential spending, especially eating out, is probably going to be pretty easy to cut back on with a lot of restaurants and bars being closed at the moment. But cook at home rather than going, if Taco Bell is still open, don't go to Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell, but I can't go to Taco Bell right now. I need to make my own beans and rice at home. Decrease your non-essential spending and put aside some money into savings so that way you have something to fall back on in case things continue going south. The fourth action that I recommend you take might not make as much sense as the other ones that I have suggested. However, I would recommend, as an enthusiast, not an expert, that you continue investing in the stock market if you already do so. This includes 401ks, Roth IRAs, other retirement plans, HSAs, whatever you're investing in, even though we are at a low point in the market, still continue to invest. And this is for two reasons. The first one is that realistically, the market likely is going to bounce back. It usually does. Over the course of the life of your investment, you are generally going to see a positive correlation. So we have our graph, and sometimes to get that average, that positive average of approximately 7% a year, you're going to have some low points and some high points. Right now, we're at a low point, and eventually, when things pick back up, the market likely, historically, is going to do what it has done and go back to normal. It will go up high, it'll go down low, but overall, that graph is going to give us a positive correlation. So, selfishly, continue investing in the market. You will eventually see a return on your investment, a positive return, unlike the negative one you're seeing currently. The second reason I suggest you continue investing in the stock market is for the overall health of our economy. Now, this is drawing off of economics that I have learned in the past, and I hope that I am remembering this correctly. I just can't give enough disclaimers that I am only an enthusiast. I am not by any means an expert. This is not advice. This is technically for entertainment purposes only. However, based on what I know, putting money into the economy stimulates the economy. You might have experienced this already. When you are in your town that has been shut down by the government, the people that work in restaurants aren't making money. The people who work in restaurants that aren't making money aren't going out to coffee shops and spending money. The coffee shops then are taking in less money, so they are offering fewer hours for their baristas. So the baristas are spending less money because they have less money. It's a vicious cycle downwards. We, the working class, those of us that still have jobs, can combat the economic downturn that we are currently experiencing by putting money back into the economy wisely. What does this look like for us? Are there local restaurants that are still open for delivery only, for takeout only? Are there local restaurants offering gift cards? Are there mom and pop shops that you can stop by and buy slightly more expensive beverages from? Where can you put your money? The money that you spend has the power to keep our economy afloat. So if I could leave you guys with any parting words, really it would just be a simple recap. Don't panic. There are opportunities available for you, and there are steps that you can take to take care of yourself. Support your local businesses to the best of your ability. If you can't support financially, that's understandable. Maybe give a good review on Yelp or a good otherwise online review. How can you generate traction for the businesses that you want to support? Support does not have to be financial. If you think about it, the power is in the hands of the working class. And that's exciting for us. We have so much power in our dollars right now to make or break our economy's health. I would like to think that we could use that power for good. If I could leave on a final note, wash your hands. Wash your fingernails under your fingernail. Use hand sanitizer. Use lotion. Don't cough on people. Cough into your elbow. If you have any inclination that you are sick, stay home. I don't care how much you need the money. You will need the money more when you are in the hospital because you are sick. Don't get people sick. Be clean if you can. This is assuming that people who are sick are dirty, and that's not the implication I want to make, but please, wash your hands. Wash your hands well with hot water, with soap. Turn off the faucet with a paper towel. Disinfect your hands afterwards if you have to. Please, practice social distancing to the best of your ability. And with that, I think it's time for me to sign off the only way that I know how. Thanks for stopping by.